Are you looking for the best juicer? In this video, we'll break down the top juicers on the market. Before we get started with our video detailing the best juicers on the market, we have included links in the description for each product mentioned, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting off at number 1, we have the Omega NC900 HDC juicer. Working at about 80 RPM, the NC900 HDC belongs to the category of slow juicers. Unlike fast juicers, which spin at more than 10,000 RPM to extract juice, this machine does the job with an auger turning and squeezing the fruits and veggies against the chamber wall. This minimalizes exposure of the juice to the air, thus preventing oxidation of the nutrients in it. Plus, with a slow speed, you don't have to worry about the little enzymic biological molecules being boiled up by the heat from the motor and destroyed. If you've been watching videos comparing between a horizontal masticator and a centrifuge, you will notice that the slow juicer always makes a thicker juice, with a more vibrant color that is closer to that of what you feed it with. It makes far less foam and froth, and the juice can be stored for much longer compared to fast juices. Not only thick and firm produce like apples or carrots, but more fibrous leaves like kale, cabbage, or celery. The NC900 HDC would even take the thinnest of leaves like spinach or dandelion. Its strong squeeze takes every single drop of nutritious liquid out of your veggies, leaving only fiber to the pulp. This is the reason why it also takes the first position in our list of the best juicers for leafy veggies. The machine produces surprisingly tasty juice, from slightly mushy fruits like grapes or tomatoes too. The secret? A simple knob that allows you to adjust the pressure with which the produce is squeezed. Settings 1 to 3 give the perfect grind to watery fruits, while settings 4 and 5 offer that strong press that allow you to make the most out of harder veg and fruits like carrots, ginger, or wheatgrass. It also comes with 2 different screens, one coarse and one fine, allowing you to choose between having a more fibrous drink or a quick boost of energy and vitamins. Its versatility doesn't end there. Coming with several different accessories, the machine can make nut butter and nut milk, mince herbs, and produce fresh pasta and noodles like a pro. It really stands to its name of a nutrition center. Typical of most slow juicers, the NC900 HDC is slow. It takes a couple of minutes to make a full cup of juice, which puts it at a disadvantage when compared to centrifuges, which can serve you a drink every 30 seconds. However, considering that it's the compensation for healthier, more nutritious juices, the 2-minute wait time is not exactly a deal breaker. Plus, since the juice is cold pressed and it's exposed to very minimal oxidation, it can be stored up to 72 hours in the fridge. That means you can actually save more time than using a fast juicer, since the juices made with fast machines typically degrade after a couple of hours after they're made. Plus, there's one thing about the NC900 HDC that also distinguishes it from other juicer models: the enlarged feeding chute. You can still drop a whole carrot or apple in it, but at least you won't have to chop everything into the size of baby carrot, like with other machines. That's definitely a lot of prepping time saved in the long run. At number 2, we have the Breville J98XL Juice Fountain Plus. With an 850 watt motor and super sharp blades on its stainless steel disc, the J98XL can handle the toughest materials. On the high-speed mode, it extracts juice out of the hardest fruits and veggies, from apples and carrots to tough roots like ginger or turmeric. The low-speed setting, meanwhile, reduces oxidation when you juice softer, succulent materials like cucumber or cherries. True to its name of a fast juicer, the machine is designed for people who don't have much time to spend. With a 3-inch mouth that would swallow a whole large carrot, there's very little prepping you have to do. I do cut my apples and carrots into halves and quarters to make it easier on the machine, but technically you can just throw in a whole gala and the beast will take care of it. Unlike most masticators, the J98XL is a really easygoing pal. It hardly ever gets clogged, and when it does, a light press on the plunger is enough to send it going again. The juicing part is extremely fast itself. It typically takes less than a minute to make a full cup of juice, even if you don't press the plunger down the chute to force it. Quick, efficient, and straightforward. This is not a machine to get bored with. It gives you your juicy drink before your mind can start wandering elsewhere. There are 2 things about this juicer that I thought you need to know before committing to it. First, the machine is loud. Working at a speed of 9,500 to 12,000 RPM on a plastic shell, it creates about as much noise as a typical blender. You can't talk while using it, and people will hear it from next door. Definitely not something you want to use early in the morning. Second, the thing is not much use with leafy greens. While its blade chamber is super effective for firm fruits and veggies like carrots or apples, it doesn't work that well on separated thin leaves. It spins out and sends most of the leaves into the pulp collector before even shredding them. You can create some juice by packing the leaves together, but it still wastes too much of the veggies to consider it worth the effort. Then there are worries about the high speed destroying the enzymes and antioxidants with heat and exposure to the air. The theory makes sense, but there's no solid studies to prove it yet, so I'll give it the benefit of the doubt for now. All in all, the J98XL does a decent job at making fruit and firm veggie juice at an incredibly fast speed. It's loud and it's not the best for leafy greens, but it's also very affordable. If you're new to juicing and want a basic, affordable machine to test the water with, we'd highly recommend this one. At number 3, we have the TriBest Gse 50/50 Greenstar Elite Cold Press. The weapon that helps the Greenstar Elite conquer the hearts of all juice lovers is its strong twin gears with a complete 3-stage juicing system. When you feed the machine with fruits and veggies, it will first crush and slice them up using its pocket recesses. Sinewy stuff like cabbage leaves or celery will be automatically cut short by the cutting teeth, a feature missing on many other juicers. This significantly reduces clogging and tangling. You can already see a lot of juice coming out as the produce travels through the first stage. The machine doesn't stop there. It continues to mix the ingredients up and squeeze the pulp for the very last drops of juice. With strong and thoroughly designed gears, the Greenstar Elite is a far cry from other juicers. Its stainless steel teeth make the auger on masticators look lame and weak. Its only real rival is probably the Super Angel, which costs double or 3 times more. With pocket recesses in its teeth, the Elite is highly efficient in juicing through materials like ginger or carrot. It also fiberizes leafy greens, from kale, cabbage, dandelion to spinach, effortlessly. The icing on the cake is that despite producing a super dense juice, the machine allows very little pulp in the juice. It comes with a strain, but you hardly ever have to use it. The gears do a fabulous job breaking into the smallest particles of the fresh veggies, turning it into a nutrient-dense liquid ready for immediate absorption. If you prefer more pulp, however, there's a coarse screen coming with the package. The screen is also extremely useful when you make juices from mushy fruits like oranges, grapes, or kiwi, which tend to clog the fine screen up within a couple of minutes. When juicing the soft, mushy fruits, remember to loosen the knob to reduce pressure. If you juice them a lot, consider getting a separate knob for it. The TriBest Greenstar Elite is one of the most affordable twin-gear juicers on the market. However, compared to a single-gear masticator or a centrifugal machine, it's still quite a big investment. To support the heavy-duty gears, the machine comes with a bulky, heavy body. On the bright side, it never tips forward like the Super Angel tends to when you push the plunger. The downside is, however, that it takes up quite a bit of space. It's not the kind of thing you can put in the utensil drawer. It's large and takes time to care for. Cleaning typically lasts 7 to 12 minutes. It's a bit more complicated than washing a centrifuge or single-gear masticating juicer. You'll need to pay extra attention to the gears to make sure they're always kept sharp and rust-free. Those are reasons why the Greenstar Elite is not for the juicing noob. It requires quite some commitment. If boiling an egg is too much work for you, don't even bother getting this machine. Rather, the machine is for individuals with a strong determination to make healthy juices part of their diet for long term. It can sometimes also serve in a small juice bar. So that sums up our top juicers of 2020. We hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like on the video. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have a great day.